Hey, what is up guys? Going to be doing something interesting today, and we're actually outside. Asian Eyes leaving the room. It's a very rare sight, but anyways, going to be doing a video topic on how to make money in Yu-Gi-Oh! And this is a very good topic if you're interested in making a little bit of cash for yourself, whether it's just like a short-term thing, or maybe you want to turn it into a long-term business decision. So first off, one thing that I want to do is establish my credibility, because one thing that I really hate when people show you how to make money, you see probably on your Facebook, there's always these people showing you how to make money, like send me a message in my inbox if you want to make hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And these guys, they have no idea what they're talking about. They actually haven't made it themselves. So here's what I've got. So you guys are going to go on an adventure with me real quick. Here's what I've established with my Yu-Gi-Oh! Monies. And I mean, don't worry, I understand the struggle. I mean, I was actually going to film this while driving, but driving a manual, not the smartest thing to do while recording. But I mean, I understand the struggle. I mean, I got a bootleg copy of Indiana Jones here. I mean, $5 each, 3 for $10. You guys know how the struggle goes in the very beginning of the early days. But we're gonna grab this gear and have a discussion on this topic. Because like I said, I mean, sure, I am technically showing off in one sense, but the main reason why I'm doing it is because I really hate when people say, let me show you how to make a whole bunch of money, and they've got no money themselves. First off, obviously you would be able to realize, for example, to make a profit off of you have to buy a card for less than it is actually worth. But this is not always the case, and this is the topic that we're going to be talking about today, which is you don't have to rip someone off to make a profit in Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand, and that's probably one of the best ways to actually establish credibility, as well as being like a person that people want to go to. Because, say for example, gear is about $4 right now. If I was to say, look in your binder and you wanted to sell cards to, let's say, a vendor like myself, well, actually I don't sell any cards anymore. That's also another topic I want to briefly discuss right now, is you might be wondering, Asian Eyes, since you sell cards, wouldn't this hurt your business? And the thing is, I'm kind of going out of Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to actually invest my time into something else. Not out of Yu-Gi-Oh! As far as my videos, but out of vending Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's very time consuming. And now with the whole YouTube money, it's much easier for me to actually just release content and make money through that, because for me, it's more enjoyable. I actually enjoy this a lot more than going out to different events. Like sometimes flying out can cost a lot of money, renting a hotel can cost a bunch of money, also you know, gas, food, all that other stuff can add up. But for the most part, I'm trying to get out of vending because it's not something I enjoy as much as I do talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And other things. But anyways, so for example, gear is about $4 right now. And if you would take it to a vendor, they might say, hey, I'll give you $1 for it. Obviously, you would know that, you know, the card, well, unless you don't know, but a lot of times either you don't know or you understand that the vendor has to make money, and that's good. You have to understand that people are only interested in making money when they're trying to buy stuff from you from cash. Most of the time, they're always interested in making money. If they are a vendor, that's generally what they do. They're not going to go minus, but actually, there are times where vendors actually have to go minus, which is a completely different video. The topic at hand is you don't have to actually rip off someone to make it in profit in Yu-Gi-Oh! So, like I said, gear is about $4. A vendor might buy it for like anywhere from $1 to $2. I don't think they would actually pay $3. The profit margin for them is just too small right there. But let's say that you know that the gears are going to get more support. You think that, you know, they obviously haven't been touched by the ban list, at least by the time this video is out. So you're thinking that Gear has a lot of potential to be a really good deck in the future. So from there you can be like, well, if I pick up a bunch of these for, let's say, $4 now, like you buy them at full price, it's totally okay to do. This is a risky move, but the more money you have, the better chance you have at actually making a bigger profit. The more money you put into it, the more money that you could technically make. So, like I said, let's say gear it's $4 right now at the time of this video, and let's say that down the line there's a bunch of more gear support. Gears are winning a bunch of YCSs back to back over and over. You can see them topping every regionals and stuff like that. People are going to be wanting to play that deck. That's generally how it goes in Yu-Gi-Oh! So you picking up a bunch of these, let's say you pick up a few hundred of these right now. Let's say you pick up 100 of these at $4 each, which is full price, which is something that a lot of vendors might not do. There are a lot of vendors that do this. But you pick up a card that's going to be hot in the future, and that's really what this video comes down to, is picking up cards that have a lot of potential in the future. Sure, of course, there's always surprise reprints, which it hurts vendors a lot, or there's sometimes things that you can be wrong about. Like, if you pick up 100 of these for $4 each, let's say that they go up to $8, they double in value. You essentially make $4 profit off of each one. That means that you've made how much? $4 each times 100. That means you made $400. And sometimes if you go to a vendor that has a lot of these in quantity, they'll even sell you them for cheaper. Vendors can work with other vendors, which is another thing, which I can talk about in another video. But for the most part, let's say one vendor has, I don't know, 200 of these in stock. They probably don't want to have 200 of these in stock. So they will then sell to another vendor for, let's say, you know, $2.80, $3 each, which is still under, but it's still not at full price. So you can still profit off of vendors too, which is another topic. I mean, there's so many topics to talk about, but for the most part, I'm going to be making this an ongoing series because there's so many things that we can talk about. But yeah, that's just one example of, you know, a way where you can actually make a profit off the game without actually ripping someone off, because no one likes to feel that they got ripped off. If, let's say, this card goes up in price, the person more than likely won't feel bad if it happens to go up in price after, rather than them finding out that this card's worth $4, and that say that you bought it off of them for $0.25 or $1 or whatever it really comes down to. But like I said, this is technically a risky move, but it's almost like stocks, except for more realistic, because stocks sometimes, if any of you guys know stocks, it's sometimes just a coin toss, basically dice rolling in like YuGiOh, as you guys would say. But there are times where you can make mistakes. Personally, for me, Naturia Bamboo Shoe, one of the biggest mistakes. But you guys have to admit, that card looked pretty good when you guys saw its effect. But yeah, that card is a card where I lost a lot of money on. But hey, it happens. It's part of YuGiOh, and it's part of making a profit in this game. So yeah, like I said, guys, going to be an ongoing series. What topics do you guys want me to discuss is really a question I can ask you guys, because there's so many things to cover. I'll cover a bunch of stuff, but I know that a lot of you guys send me questions all the time about how to make money in YuGiOh, because you know, I guess you see me as a vendor that's someone that you can look up to, which I think is good, because I'm a vendor personally that doesn't lowball you. What I try to do when I vend is I just ask you, what would you like for the card, and that works much easier for me. That way you don't feel ripped off, because it's really unfortunate to have like a $50 card and you go to the vendor and they're like, 5 cash, 6 trade. But anyways, like I said, let me know what you guys want to hear from a next video of you know, how to make money in YuGiOh, and I'll get to it. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Azneyes signing out.